Taking a day off this morning. It's Monday. I'm taking a day off to just come and get lost in the fucking woods for a while. And you talk about coming across fairy tale sights. I tell you, I'll just look at this. Look at these beauties. Amanita muscaria, or the fly Garrix. It's the typical fairy tale mushroom. Now come just down here. Got some more here. I mean, it's just like something out of fucking Alice in Wonderland, isn't it? Amazing. So yeah, fingers crossed for a good day today. I know that seps like to grow in the same sort of environment as these fly Garrix as well. They enjoy the same sort of relationships with trees and stuff. So I'll keep looking and see if I can get something nice to eat. And but yeah, nice little treat that was to find this morning. Let's have a little get them from the other side. There we go. Look at those beauties. Absolutely stunning. Not going too bad this morning, actually. Found some of those lovely fly Garrix, which was a nice little visual treat, although I'm not going to take any of those away to eat, because well, you can eat them, but you have to there's a method. You have to process them, like boil them over and discard the water, and do that about 10 times to get rid of any of the toxins. And then is it really worth it after all that? Maybe one day I'll just give it a go, but if you do it wrong, you'll end up flying to space and throwing up. So I don't really fancy that. But I have come across a few of these lovely Imlaria badia. That's the Babe Elite, and that is a really, really nice choice edible. Flavour wise, it's not far off the Sep or the porcini or the penny bun, as we call it here in the UK. Texture's not quite as good, but still a very, very worthy mushroom to add to your collection. So I shall take those home and I shall dry them up, because once they've been dried, and then when you rehydrate them to use, the texture does improve a bit, and also the flavour really intensifies when you dry mushrooms. So that's always a good thing to remember. So and obviously if you pick too many, then you need some way to preserving them, and drying is my preferred method. But yeah, so there we go, going alright so far. I'm going to keep looking and hopefully come across some banging seps today. Fingers crossed. It's like the last full foraging day for me this year, possibly. So yeah, wish me luck. There's another nice example of just appreciating some of these fungi for how they look. I mean, look at this. It's beautiful. And if we follow these along, there's just tons of them. They're beautiful. Like one of my favourite names for mushrooms, the hairy curtain crust. Jesus fucking Christ! But I don't think this might not be that. It's part of the same family, which is the Sterium family. And look down here. This is also quite a nice find as well. These are porcelain fungus. So these are babies, and they'll open up into like a really beautiful sort of umbrella. It looks like it's made of glass. It's really they're really quite special to find. Apparently edible, but I think they're far too pretty to eat. But also managed to find this absolute chunk of a sep, and it was growing underneath a log, which is why it's got this weird flat shape. But that is a nice size, and I'm going to keep looking around here, because this might be a good patch to start looking, because it was just under the end of that log. Oh shit, dropped my phone. It's just under the end of that log there. So yes, that is a nice chunky boy, and it looks fairly decent. So let's keep looking, and yeah, I'll report back shortly. This really is a lovely woods. Found a couple more bay boletes just now as well, which is good for the table. Fucking lovely. Now there's some more edibles down here, and these are puffballs of some kind. I'm not sure if they're common puffballs or you know, another kind. There's a few that are quite similar, but they are edible as long as you get them when they're still young. But I'm not a huge fan of them actually, although the giant puffballs is very nice. Yeah, another one to look out for. You can safely eat most of the puffballs as long as you get them when they're still young and they're still white on the inside. Once they start to go sort of grey and powdery, then they're fucked, and they're just, yeah, you don't want to eat a mouthful of spores because that'd just be fucking horrible. Found a little spot to sit down. It's really comfortable. All this moss. It's a bit wet, but fuck it. I think I'm waterproof. Should be by now. Yeah, lovely morning so far. This woods is absolutely magical. Like, there's a little stream running all the way through. It just goes all the way through. It goes quite a long way. It goes literally straight across the middle, and it's just a lovely place to be. There's hardly anyone else about. I've got some decent edible mushrooms in my bag already, which is good stuff. And yeah, there's fucking millions. I've never, honestly, I mean, I've been to some places over the years, but this place is just, I've never seen so much fungi, you know, in one place. It's just everywhere. Everywhere you look, everywhere you can hardly move for them. But whatever, it's a great place. I'm glad I found it, and I'm going to keep on. I'm going to stop and have something to eat, and I'm going to carry on and try and find something more. Look at these little beauties. They're absolutely tiny, and they're called green elf cups. And I can't remember the scientific name for these, but yeah, they're called green elf cups. I don't know if you can tell, but you can. When they grow on this dead wood, they kind of colour the whole wood, this sort of bluey green tinge, actual wood as well, and they are absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Fucking nature, you're such a crazy motherfucker. Yeah, man. Proper. Sometimes you do have to get in amongst it a little bit. I'm tucked right behind this big upturned tree, so I'm sort of down by all the roots, but you know, you do find the goodies if you put the effort in. So there's another nice big porcini, sep or penny bun to go in the bag. Yeah, fucking get in, mate. And they're always nice to find. This one's called Amethyst Deceiver, and it's fairly conspicuous by its obvious sort of purple colouring. And when you do find them, they tend to grow in large numbers, so you can bag quite a lot of these, and they are edible. They're not like amazing, but they're really good to add to a mushroom mix. You know, something a bit more interesting on your plate, I suppose. But you do have to be a little bit careful because there's a few purple species in the UK. This one's edible, but there is another. I'd say look-alike. It's fairly similar in as much as it's purple, but it's called I think it's called the lilac fibre cap, and that is deadly poisonous. So yeah, do exercise some caution when picking anything that looks like this, but yeah, pretty cool little mushroom. Starting to get a little bit negged out because all I seem to be finding is these bloody flipping Paxillus bloody involutus brown roll rims everywhere. I'm like, they're just everywhere, and they're toxic. And even though they look like Yorkshire puddings, but then I turned a corner and I looked in this little hole in the side of the woods, and I was like, that looks all right in there. Let's have a look. And flipping a unit of a set there, and I've just found another one similarly large and lovely looking. So this appears to be quite a decent spot, so I'm going to keep looking around here, because yeah, that's what I'm after. Look at the size of them, fucking magic. It's not been a bad day so far. I'm a little bit later than I normally am. I'm normally home by now, but I didn't go out till a bit later. But I've just started this second spot, little place I come to quite regularly because it's half decent sometimes. Look at the fucking size of this chunky fucker. Fucking what a lump. Look, it is fucking pristine and massive.